And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static, and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. When last we left our intrepid heroine, she had just finished up having a house party with her dick-ass parents. Or at least her dick-ass dad. Her mom's not that bad, I guess. Here we go. All four of my remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waving back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sat on the staircase, exhausted. Whew. That was tiring.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Fuck you, Sam.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
Yeah, thanks for having my back, Matthew.
She handled herself the best she could.
Says Damien, who then thereafter really wants to bone me.
As expected, princess.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
Thanks, James. At least, literally everyone but you have my back, Dean. Sam.
Hush, Sam.
Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
They're gonna use their demon magic powers for it.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you.
The villain's back! Woo! I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm. Forgot to turn the light on.
Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Thanks, James.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
Not sure yet. All of us shot our heads toward the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. The doors swung quickly open, revealing a sight I would have never expected to see. It was a gigantic butt! Huh. An actual demon. Skin red as blood, eyes black and gold piercing into mine, roughened up clothes and a pistol in his hand, I saw a monster. Two of them. I covered my mouth not to scream at the sight. Dried blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me and the boys around me. Beside the red-skinned man was a similar-looking woman in a matching thug-like clothes.
Oh, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
I hoped you would, you piece of...
Ooh, all of a sudden the man raised his gun at Sam's face and instantly pulled the trigger. Fuck! Shit! We all gasped in shock, instinctively expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What? What the fuck?
What? What should have been a headshot ended with a loud but empty blank shot. The pistol echoed its empty shots as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for my ears, it became quieter after its first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
Ha! Because you're a shitbag!
This place is protected.
Oh! I've got fucking magic in my house now? That's awesome!
Did you say shrimp?
This place has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
It's a gun! It's not magic! It's a fucking gun! What about a gun is magic? A gun would be the quickest way to end all magic!
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Dude, chill. The man growled and threw his gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall in a final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into black flame, disappeared into the air. Okay, so maybe the gun was magic.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Maliks.
Why did my grandfather do that? Why did my grandfather have his house protected by magic? Why did my grandfather have his house protected by magic? Why did my grandfather have his house protected by magic? Maliks, that was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Maliks did. This place is protected by magic?
It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Thanks, James. Maliks' face grew to that extreme anger, his fist tightening as if he was crushing a stress ball. What a great fucking analogy that was.
What's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
The fact that there are 5 of us and 2 of you, maybe. Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Maliks and the boys. With no power, Maliks wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in the dream. Leave them alone, get out of my house, or fuck off. I like this one. Max suddenly laughed wildly, staring at me in disbelief.
Whoa! Let the bitch out of her cage! What is this? A reverse harem or something?
Maliks grinned at me evilly, walking close to me. I need him in the nuts. Duck! I ducked under Maliks' incoming hand. I stared at his hand and the black flame tattoo in surprise as I took a couple steps back from Maliks. Matthew and Damien stepped in front of me, guarding me from Maliks with their arms.
A quick one. I'm liking you more and more.
Oh, I really hope that I get to kill this guy.
Back off, Maliks!
Don't start acting tough, you pathetic excuse of a demon. You need more protection than her.
Shut up!
Fuck this guy.
Did I make little Matthew cry? Why don't you just grow a pair?
Is this where we're gonna start seeing more of their magic powers?
Enough, Maliks.
The woman, who had been standing in silence the whole time, planted a firm hand on Maliks' shoulder. Maliks looked back at her with a growl and a glare that could kill.
Since when did you get the guts to speak out of place?
Fuck you! Out of place? Who the fuck do you think you are?
We both know you've never controlled me. I want them dead just like you do. But now's not the time.
Does that lady sound like Terra from Teen Titans? Terra Strong?
Fuck off! I know what I'm doing.
Do you? Even if you did fight them, there's 5 against 2. We never win.
I mean, she's got a
Shut
good head
up!
on her shoulders.
Let's go, Maliks! We're wasting our time!
The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. How I knew that, I have no idea, but we'll go with it. Maliks grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife. So suddenly, I've gone from first person to third person omniscient? You can't tell me what he wants to do unless I know it somehow.
Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good.
Thanks, Gurren and laugh. Then Maliks turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes.
Don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you.
Chill, dude. With that, Maliks and the women walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone once again. I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me.
Whoa! Are you alright?
Sam, what's with your face? Yeah, why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
We should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, if there's no magic in the house, and he was in the house, why didn't you just beat the shit out of him? I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Maliks, was he a demon?
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
That's right, because now in this mythology we've decided that there's a difference between demons and devils. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, demons come from a different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
Good.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons, like us, know when to use our powers and when not to. Not
Fucking
stupid.
racist shit.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers.
Fair. This was also confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. Was my grandfather a demon or some shit as well? What do we do?
You're safe. You've been protected as well.
Good. What?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Thanks,
Your
Matt.
grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
Well, thanks for telling me that beforehand. I'm so glad. I couldn't believe my ears. It was the 3rd day of surprises, and this one took the cake in being the most surprising. I felt my head spin once again. What did I get myself into?
Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
Ooh, to finally finish this feud.
Kick his ass right now.
So go out and do it. Get shot.
Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Maliks comes back, we'll be here for you.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Eric. But what about going outside? Won't he...
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Maliks attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
But he did have a gun.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
I mean, yeah. I felt somewhat relieved that I was mostly safe from Maliks. Mostly safe. Still, I could not help but feel very nervous and apprehensive about the future. The boys were safe here to train and become stronger, but what if Maliks did the same? Even more so, I was lost about how my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out. At least I had time. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this all even happen? Should I really meddle with the situation? They're only staying until after they defeat Maliks. That's right. They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Maliks. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. The question was then, would I want them to leave? If my life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. My life? Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough. Let's just sleep and deal with tomorrow when it comes. Defeating my sense of thought? The fuck does that mean? I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever.
Naomi? No, the other girl.
You're so important to me.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
Please, let me love you.
I'll be by your side, always.
I can't imagine living without you.
It's all the romantic partners!
I want to be with you.
I love you.
It's all the possible romantic partners! I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m.? Why am I up so early? I fell back onto the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? 7 a.m. in the morning? 7 a.m. or 7 in the morning? Not 7 a.m. in the morning. What is this? That song Moonlight Shadow? Make some coffee, explore the house, or work on homework. It's exploring time! I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. They just make... Welp, come on, feet. Let's go on an adventure. They just made a reference to the Labyrinth! This game is so good! I stood and exited my room, hoping that the boys were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on my end of the house, opening each door to find out what room each door led to. It was awkwardly written. Quickly, I found an old office. A desk and a chair sat by the far side as a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple pictures of me growing up peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves and any drawers I saw in the room. Do you open a shelf? In a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked. No matter how many times I pulled, as though pulling on a locked drawer would somehow open it. Ah, come on, open! Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it did, though, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in a drawer? As though there were better places to store laptops in desks than in the drawers. I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I wasn't sure whether to try to unlock it or not. Obviously try. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lighting up the camera with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh, look at that. On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products. The list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of the Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad sure would be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Virago? I double-clicked the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked? What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand, revealing 2 books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed. The other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. This is how my grandfather knew about magic. I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic? He really did know about magic. Ooh, the music changed. That means something important just happened. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. I found out that my grandfather was the one who actually wrote the Lesser Key of Solomon. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind, because I would memorize them to other places if I weren't trying to put them into my mind, because I can memorize things to places that aren't my mind. I don't know what came over me, but I started to feel more energetic and more powerful, simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. The more I read, the more powerful I became. However, my mind suddenly froze and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back, and closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Bah? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desktop to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually, I'd come back and look into it. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes, back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I'd slept for much. Okay, so I did go back to sleep and then... Okay. Why is time going so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out into the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were really boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Bah? Who? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I heard. In the yard were all 5 of the boys practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 boys surrounding him, throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. Don't disturb them. They're training. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training that they were all in. It was better to not disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head into the kitchen. I was getting hungry and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make... And that's what we're gonna stop on to see what we're gonna decide to make later. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, the like and subscribe buttons are waiting just below this video to try to explain how your grandfather knew anything about fucking demon magic. You can also follow my socials. That's the Facebook and Twitter. They're down in the description box. And if it's something that you'd like to do, you can follow my Patreon. That's down there as well. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.